Hello and welcome. I'm Kendel St. John from the Center on Transition Innovations at Virginia Commonwealth University. Are you ever challenged by transition assessment? I know it's been a challenge for me, trying to identify what I need to assess and then figure out the activities to support the post-secondary transition goals, all within a tight time frame of a teacher's day. Transition assessment can be pretty tricky. That's why I'm excited to share with you a new resource from CTI, the Transition Assessment Process, a guide for developing post-secondary goals and transition services. This new guide will help you to decipher the transition assessment process to develop strong, student-centered post-secondary goals and transition services. It'll help you choose the right assessments, align services with student needs, analyze the data, and make good transition decisions that are both student-driven and strength-based. So let me tell you a little bit about this guide and how it can help you with transition assessments and planning. The purpose of the guide is to help you understand the role of assessments in transition planning. Assessments are the foundation of all transition planning. They help you refine a student's interests and strengths, and then evaluate their aptitude related to areas of career interest. The guide also provides you with the steps needed to collect assessment data that uncovers the student's strengths, preferences, interests, and needs, otherwise known as their SPIN. Then you can assist the student in choosing post-secondary goals for employment, education, training, and independent living that are based on what they want and do well. After you help the student build post-secondary goals based on their desires and strengths, this step-by-step guide will assist you to coordinate activities that support their transition. Last, but certainly not least, you'll explore how to engage families in the transition process. The family's role in the transition assessment process is as essential as the students. Their role is to share information on students' strengths and interests in the home and the community. The guide is structured around these 5 steps of the transition assessment. This multi-year process starts with step 1, which is looking at the existing data. This could be anything that helps to refine the student's SPIN from their home, school, and community, including formal assessments, anecdotal reports, observations, family interviews, school performance reports, and much more. Step 2 is to identify assessment needs and then assess based on holes in the data. For example, maybe the student says they want to work in the medical field, but they have no experience in that field. What kind of assessment might be helpful? It could be a workplace visit and interview, a more formal assessment, review of related coursework, or exploration to find more about educational needs in the field. You want the data needed to help the student and their team make decisions about their transition. In step 3, you review and analyze the data with the student and their IEP team. The student will learn more about themselves and how to develop post-secondary goals that align with their strengths and interests. Document the assessment information and the student's present level of performance and develop measurable post-secondary goals from the data. Step 4 is to identify services and supports the student will need to meet their post-secondary goals, then work with the student to determine and coordinate transition. Where are they now, and how will you get them where they want to go in the future? In partnership with the student and their team, look at what the student needs in terms of services and instruction to further their progress towards their goals. Step 5 involves evaluating the student's services and instructional activities. Just as you do in any instructional setting, you want to know they're making progress to reach their goals. It's natural for a student's transition plan to evolve over time. Evaluating the progress of transition activities helps the student and their team stay focused on goals that match the student's strengths and interests. This guide doesn't just tell you the transition assessment process. It also shows you and supports you and the student through the process. The transition assessment process decision tree walks you in detail through the 5 steps of transition assessment, Let's look at the decision tree to get a better idea of how this works. The first question in the decision tree asks, does the student have a specific career cluster interest, pathway, or career goal that matches his or her spin? If the answer is no, go down the left side of the tree in the area shaded in peach. These peach shaded boxes indicate these are self-awareness and exposure areas of transition assessment. So in Tier 1, it will ask, assess student self-awareness and career awareness to assist them with increasing knowledge of spin and careers. Do the results uncover career interests or preferences that match a specific career cluster? If the answer is no, you pop down to Tier 2. If the answer is yes, you go across to one of the blue boxes. So starting back at the top, if your answer is yes, you go to Tier 1 down the right side of the tree in the area shaded blue. The blue boxes address exploration and preparation areas of transition assessment and will state in Tier 1, assess to determine student spin and preparation needs in relation to post-secondary goals, and determine and coordinate transition services to align with post-secondary goal requirements. Then you get to the next question, monitor and evaluate progress in completing activities. Do the results still match students' career interests and strengths? If yes, you move down to Tier 2. If no, you go back over to the peach area to further assess the student and do some more activities for self-awareness and exposure. The tree continues to ask questions and guide you step by step through this process. At each step, it doesn't just tell you what to do next, but also gives you options for assessments, transition services, activities, and analyzing the data and coordinating services. It truly simplifies this rather complicated process. In addition to the decision tree and related content, there's also a glossary of terms. With all the acronyms and specialized terminology in special education, the glossary of terms is a real lifesaver. It provides you with a bit of a cheat sheet when you aren't quite sure about a term. That was a quick overview of the Transition Assessment Guide. What do you think? I'm hoping that you're going to use this with a few students in the near future. For right now, you may have some questions for us. So let us know in the comments and we'll provide an answer. Thanks so much for joining me today to learn more about the Transition Assessment Guide.